Hello, welcome back to Frequency Intuitive. Today is a message from Crow Spirit. This was not the planned reading, but as we know, that's how it goes. I had the front window open because it was raining and I kept hearing this crow cawing and I was ignoring it for a good period of time. So then I went and closed the window because that was getting annoying. And I walked back through the house and I passed the bathroom, and I also had the bathroom window open, and the crow had flown to the bathroom window and was cawing in there instead. So that's when I realized it was trying to communicate with me. So I went back to the front and I was kind of like half paying attention to it, seeing where it was, and it was positioned towards the house. And it kept cawing at me, and I was like, I do see crows from time to time. So I was like, okay, yeah, I see you. I haven't seen you in a while. You know, what do you want me to know? And then it came into my awareness that it was for the reading, and I thought, well, that's interesting. I have a different reading pulled. I had different cards pulled that I had prepped last night. And so I kind of sat with that for a second, went back to what I was doing, and then I opened up the door to see more clearly where the crow was, because I could see it cawing, and it was straight across the house from me, sitting on this mound of dirt. And I was just looking at it and communicating through our minds and through our consciousness. And I was like, is it about the reading? Like, do a reading, what, from Crow Spirit? And as I'm thinking this, a second crow that I didn't even notice was sitting on the lamppost to my right turns and starts cawing at me. So now both of the crows, one in front and one to my right, are cawing at me. So I was like, okay. Message from Crow Spirit. So as I conclude this in my mind and turn and lock the door, they both fly away. So they were like, our work is done here. So this is a message from Crow Spirit. So I realized I had a crow card. It says, universal laws and truths are now being revealed. Use this energy to create your reality. So if you have seen crows, you feel crows are your power animal, you have some sort of like synchronicity or interaction with the crow, if you just relate to crows, or you could have just been drawn to this reading, then let's see what Crow Spirit has to say. Now, instead of crystals, I tried to pull crystals. It was not fitting. It didn't feel right for this reading. So I felt to pull the runes card, which I've only used one other time. So let's see what rune is going to come out for each group. I suppose, should I do them all at once? Yeah, let's pull them all at once. Oh, okay. So let's do how they came out. 1, 2, 3. And I'll need one more, please. And then we'll go through the 4 piles, and I'll explain to you why I specifically chose these cards. Okay, so what I did, or what we did here, me and the higher realms and the crows, is we pulled cards that represent crows qualities, Crow Spirit's qualities. So card one which is the Magician, with awareness, observing, being aware of things, intelligence. The Death card, card 13, transformation, rebirth, adapting to change, releasing. Card 18 with the Moon, shadow work, the unseen, being comfortable with those mystical realms. And then card 20, judgment with truth, self-reflection, intuition, bringing awareness, bringing things to light. That is what I felt made sense for this reading. So let's see. So for pile 1, if you felt drawn to this awareness card, which is also the Magician in the traditional tarot, and the rune that came out was TEIWAZ, honor, justice, leadership, and authority, analysis, rationality, knowing where rationality, knowing where one's truth, strengths lie, willingness to self-sacrifice. I love how that relates to the awareness card. Pile 2, if you feel drawn to the transformation card, which is the Death card in traditional tarot, and you got I think this is MANNAZ, I want to say MANNAZ. The self, the individual or the human race, your attitude towards others and their attitudes towards you, friends, enemies, social order. Group 3, which is card 18, Shadow. That's the Moon card in the traditional tarot. EIHWAZ, strength, reliability, dependability, trustworthiness. enlightenment, endurance, defense, protection. I'm getting a lot of earth energy there also. Group 4, card 20, truth with his judgment, and you got FEHU. Please pardon me if I'm saying these wrong. This is my second time ever working with runes, runes or rune cards. Possessions won or earned income, luck, abundance, financial strength in the present or near future. The reason why I said abundance like that is because the last reading, if you were also in pile 4, the heavy abundance came through there. So those are the groups. You can listen to 1, 2, 3, or all, or none, whatever you feel drawn to. Take your time, pause it if you need to, and when you are ready, I will see you in your group for your message from Crow Spirit. Hi, Group 1. I am grateful that you're here. This is a message from Crow Spirit. The card reads, universal laws and truths are now being revealed. Use this energy to create your reality. You have card 1, awareness, which is the magician card in a traditional tarot. And you have TEIWAZ, honor, justice, leadership, authority, analysis, rationality, knowing where one's strengths lie, and willingness to self-sacrifice. And let's see what messages come out for you. What does Group 1 need to know? Why were they drawn to this message? The thinking man. Now, the card literally says analysis, rationality, awareness. I feel like there's a challenge here. You've been presented with a challenge, an obstacle, or something that you can't quite piece together or know how to fix or repair. And that's why Crow Spirit is coming in, so we can see through Crow's lens. Highly intelligent, adaptable to situations. Crow's persistent, doesn't give up, find a solution. Crow works with what they have, and if there isn't something that they need, they find a tool or create a tool. And what I mean create is in their own reality. They manifest a tool that will be needed. They locate something. They call in support. They work with their mate, with others, with their community. Okay, what else? That was card 46, the thinking man. Could be air energy here, or it could just be useful to you to be looking at this in a different way, like this figure is in the card, and analyzing it, analyzing the crystals, taking a look at them. Knowing where your strengths lie. Those also popped out. I'm going to take them. As I said, knowing where your strengths lie. Angel of strength appearing. Broken heart came up in reverse. And the third chakra, Archangel Chamuel. I don't know why I just heard that H is silent. Camuel? I'm unsure. But card 9 and card 37. Now, I take reversals if I feel strongly that it influences the reading. I don't really feel that way. I feel like it could be either we're repairing a broken heart or you're coming off of a broken heart. Let's get more information and see. Third chakra, your solar plexus chakra. I wonder if this has to do with a relationship. Willingness to self-sacrifice is being highlighted for me on the card there. Are you a very rational, analytical, practical thinker? Because even my energy, when I'm drawing into this pile, if you're new here, then you won't know this about me, but typically I'm much more like lighthearted and playful. I love a joke. I love humor, but this is very direct. And usually my tone will change based on the audience. Like if you wouldn't resonate with that, I feel like you need just direct information. So if that's you, you definitely have a message here. Okay, so I channel through my physical vessel. I'm getting a pain in my throat, like almost like a sore throat. This could almost have a feeling of a lump when you're suppressing tears. You don't want to cry and you get that pain in your throat, like it feels like a lump. So if this relates to you, there could be a message here for you. For group 1, please. What do they need to know right now? Yeah, the knowledge is coming through your crown chakra. Information is being downloaded to you. You only need to listen. Now, you may feel that you're listening, or you may be trying to listen. You may be asking for signs. You may be wanting the information. So you may feel that you're listening. I'm not sure why they're stuck on this, but it is coming. It is being downloaded to you. Okay. Listen with your intuition. The solution for this cannot be accessed on a rational plane of thinking. You have to allow your consciousness to ascend to the frequency where a higher solution is present and is being revealed to you. Now, it's always being revealed. It only needs to be realized by you. But this is coming through an intuitive knowing. It will not resonate on your logical, practical plane. You may be dismissing it, in fact, because you cannot logically, someone's name could be Roger, or this could involve a Roger, or that could be somebody's passed on relative presenting. Logically or rationally, you cannot verify or validate this information. It is simply something that you will know to do in the situation. For example, everyone may be advising you otherwise, and saying, oh, don't do that. You know better than that. You're da da da. I mean, you know this is for you. So stay true to your intuition, to your inner knowing. Okay, let's proceed. Yeah, use this energy to create your reality was highlighted for me on the card. Wow, that came out powerfully. Mystery, yes. Dark side of the moon. Now, you may be from the pile that got dark side of the moon. In that one reading, I had this as the resonant card. I'm feeling some of you are here, so you found this reading now. I specifically see one of you who I know that you know that I know that it's you. Hello. You found this reading. You found the information. Dark side of the moon, mystery. That's essentially what a crow represents. You may have messages in the moon pile 3, if you felt drawn to it. There is something unknown about this, but it is also going to appear mysterious to you and others, how it unfolds, but also how you would know this. Did you know that crows remember humans' faces? I have no idea why that just popped into my awareness, because I find that mysterious. I would never guess that. Crows are mysterious. They just appeared in front of my door and then they left. They were there for hours. And then as soon as I communicated with them and agreed to do the reading with their perspective, they flew away. That's shrouded in mystery. Part of this is about it's twofold. Part of it is allowing for some of the mystery. Some of it's going to be unknown. There is a dark side of the moon. But then a part of it is allowing the information to come in a way that is more mysterious than what you're used to processing information. Like you may say, like, how did I know that? I feel like I just have this awareness. I just feel called to this. I just feel drawn to this. I just feel like this is the solution. I just feel like this is the way to go, even though my logical mind says I shouldn't. For example, I see someone doing a pro and con list, and then even though it's clear which logical side to take, you still feel in your gut drawn to the other way. And so you're coming to a realization that this particular thing cannot be defined or approached with typical logic. There's nothing wrong with logic or rationality, but this particular thing requires logic, rationality, and more. It requires a different approach. It requires you not stopping at logic and rationality. Do your review. think it through, analyze it so that you feel like those levels are checked, those boxes are checked, and you've swept those levels. But then allow it to be more. Allow it to go to a higher level of consciousness where you say, what other intelligence, guidance, or insights can I tap into, because I cannot see everything from this perspective. The crow can see from the higher perspective because the crow has physical height. It has physical ability to fly higher. I'm just picturing a tall crow right now. Okay. The crow has the ability to fly to great heights physically on this plane, which means it has a higher perspective. It could see the fog's rolling in, the rain's coming in, the thunder's coming in, or it could see this is coming down your path. Allow a higher perspective to download into your awareness the support and guidance that you cannot physically access at the level of human thought on that plane of consciousness. What else for group 1, please? Yeah, obstacles and challenges. So that's how we started the reading. I said you may have an obstacle or a challenge that you're facing. Ooh, okay, that's card 5. So that's the 5 of, I don't know which one that is. Pentacles or Wands. What's the purple? Doesn't matter. And then card 8. Positive movement forward. I'm very happy to see this. I think you are too. You will be overcoming this challenge. The wind will begin to fill your sails. If you need support, call on the angel of strength. You have to ask, because we have free will. Okay, what else? I'm hearing a song. I don't know what it is though. The melody goes, it's somebody's name. It's like Cherry or something, but I don't know if that's the name, but it's like da da. That's all I'm hearing. So if that means something to you, and then you're in the right place. They're again highlighting for me willingness to self-sacrifice. Now, I don't personally love the term self-sacrifice, but that could be releasing something, surrendering something. I feel like this is the surrender of your logic to this, to the magic and the mystery of this. Like if you simply feel drawn to move somewhere, but you have no logical reason to, for example, or you feel drawn to a person, but everyone's saying, oh, they're a different faith, culture, age, nationality, this is not going to work, or they live halfway across the world, but you feel drawn to them. You trusting your gut on things. Yeah, trusting your gut. Totally forgot about you, Archangel Chamuel. Camuel? That can't be Camuel. Because I'm just thinking of camel. Anyways, trusting your gut, 3rd chakra, solar plexus. That's why that keeps being highlighted for me. I mean, the broken heart is here. It keeps showing. The broken heart is here, and it keeps coming into my awareness, but then simultaneously, it does not want to be addressed. If that means something to you. Because that could be from many things. Many types of loss. I don't think it needs to be addressed in the sense that I'm sorry, I said that wrong. It needs to be addressed in the sense that it to acknowledge you. To acknowledge. Yes. They see you. The higher consciousness sees your pain. And you're not alone. And they're here to help you. Crow spirit, highly intellectual, problem solver. Crow's also with you, right? Crows, they just show up. Like, crows are very perceptive and protective. They're very loyal. So if you have a crow following you, that's a guide from spirit. It might not be the same crow following you, but if you keep seeing crow, spirit, that's the other realm saying, I'm here, I see you. You're not alone. I never left. I'm getting very emotional at that. So that could be someone's loved one. If that's your sign of a loved one, they're confirming that yes, that is them showing up when you need them to remind you that they're there. And you can still communicate with them. Poised. I don't see the relevance. Oh. Okay, so you got Truth Be Told, card 14, and card 48, Poised. Let me check the camera. For the ankles, let me check the camera in the center load. Can I zoom out? Or will you see this burn mark on my table? Okay, I have no idea why I'm starting to sing. That is very random-y. We'll just leave the burn mark there because I'll cover it up, and I actually feel like that's relevant to somebody. Okay, so you got Poised, card 48, and Truth Be Told. Now, again, there is a truth pile in pile... What pile was that? Pile 4, just if you resonated with that. I'm not getting anything from those cards. I'm not going to make something up. Let's clarify. Clarify Poised, please. What's the relevance? This one wants to come out. Clarify Truth Be Told, please. What's the relevance? Ghost. Okay, so we were just talking about that. So for some of you, this is a passed on loved one. This could also be abundance. This could also be like you feel ghosted by someone, or someone's just kind of disappeared from your life. Like you don't talk anymore. You don't have answers. You don't know why. That was clarifying Truth Be Told. Growth. Oh, okay. Growth for Poised makes sense. I'm going to get these two. Forgive me if I layer a little bit here to get more information. Wow! Does that scare me? Oh, that scared me. Did that scare you? I don't know why it didn't. Just the way it flipped out. Oh, that one. Why am I scared? Okay, are you scared easily? Maybe your nervous system is a little ragged. Okay, we got a lot here. Okay, so we got card 27, Treasure, and then we have Abundance come out. Now this particularly says protect your energy in space. Ooh, Sweetness, card 17, set clear boundaries. 38, Success, gradual success and thoughtful actions. Yeah, you have positive movement forward and growth. Card 4, Gossip, word spreads fast. And card 3, Reciprocity, with give help, receive help. For some of this, I'm feeling like a relationship message here. Like it can be with the protect your space and energy and set clear boundaries. But there's no really clear message coming through here. I mean, in the sense of like specific message, I should have said. The message is very clear, but specifics in terms of like, this is about a job, or this is about a relationship, or this is about a passed on loved one or something. It's like there's a lot. It's a collective reading. So I don't want to narrow too far in and exclude anybody. But let's just address the things that came out here with the Truth Be Told and the Ghost card and the Abundance clarity. This owl is opening up this window to its soul. And I'm going to put the treasure with that. Protect your energy and space. Okay, Crow Spirit, what else would you like to say about this reading? Okay, if there's something you need to speak up for, because crows can be very vocal, and they're showing me this treasure card. For some of you, this has to do with inheritance, because they're showing me the ghost card with the abundance, with the treasure chest. I'm not sure what that's all about, but if that's you, then this obstacle could be regarding that, receiving these insight and intuition about how to handle the situation from the higher realms and going with your gut instinct on something. They're showing me like in a will, if you're left money, but you feel it should have been dispersed differently, and you have that capability, and your gut is telling you this should have been dispersed differently, even though I was gifted this. Yes, I could keep it all for myself, but with this reciprocity card, give help, receive help, I feel like there's some, gradual success with thoughtful actions. They're just showing me that if that relates to you, or that concept about you having a lot of resources or being given some sort of authority or power, but you acting with integrity and trusting your gut, even though people are saying, oh, don't do that, keep it for yourself, put it away for a rainy day. There's something about you knowing that a higher decision needs to be made. A decision for everyone's best interest could be introduced. That could have to do with the gossip card, because those situations can bring a lot of gossip. But there is something here just about you having this challenge or this obstacle that you're going to have positive movement forward and success on, but there is an unlocking of this. There is a figuring this out. So they're showing me observe. And also they're bringing me back to the Magician card. The basic message that's coming through here is you have all the tools that you need, but you need to put together these puzzle pieces in a way that's going to make sense for what you're trying to achieve. And it may not feel super straightforward, but if you just take your time, stay persistent, stay at it, use all of your resources. There's something about it that you have to have like clear boundaries, or kind of like a truth, staying true to yourself. I feel like you're being influenced against your gut instinct. So if that's you, the message is coming through clear from Crow Spirit to stick with your inner knowing. Trust your intuition. Have the strength to hold your boundaries firmly. Protect your energy and space. If it's your decision, then it's your decision. And if you're acting with integrity and for the highest good of all, which I feel that you are, which is why you're considering this greatly, then this is all going to work out. Success, growth, poised. So the poised and the growth is you're right at the precipice of this. You're on the edge of figuring this out. So if you're feeling downhearted or discouraged, Crow Spirit is like, keep going. Keep going. You're almost there. You have a keen eye. You have your third eye here, your inner knowing. You have an awareness. You're super intelligent. You're thoughtful, you're analytical, you're practical. Now add in that more, add in that next level. Feel and know and observe with your other set of inner eyes. Your senses. What does your gut tell you? What does your heart tell you? What are you getting through the crown? What is coming in your dreams? What synchronicities are you seeing? Let everything be your guide. Let the signs and synchronicities lead you and guide you and add clarity to the situation. Don't limit it to only rational, practical thinking. Allow it to be more. Allow it to expand. Because this is a complicated situation. The reading is actually fairly complex and multi-layered, which means that that's a situation also is. Be okay with the mystery of it. It's not all going to be perfectly clear. No one is going to say to you, by Jove, you've got it. You're going to have to go completely on instinct and trust yourself. You're going to have to go completely on your own inner truth, your own inner strength. Be okay with the mystery of it. Be okay with the unknown. Like if you have an ancestor guiding you, you don't need to question that. They're guiding you. Trust the signs that you're getting. You can converse with them. Get your notepad out. Automatic write. Talk to them in meditation. Talk to them however you are on your inner screen. The energy communicates. It's through feelings and knowings and signs and synchronicities. But the magician is saying, the magician card here with this awareness is observe, have keen awareness about what's going on in this situation on all levels, not just the things that you can see with your practical, logical mind and your two physical eyes. What about the things that are being shown to you in the ether, the things that are being shown to you in your mind's eye? The knowings, the downloads, the insights, the instincts, the nudges. They're subtle. They're subtle, but they're powerful. They're meaningful. They're helpful. You're right on the verge of getting this. And then everything's going to break free. You're going to catch the wind in your sails. You're going to get to the top rung of this ladder of success. And your true intentions will be seen. Even if you have to get through like a little muddy phase where it doesn't kind of make sense, or people are questioning you, you just stick to your vision. And then in the end, the truth will always prevail. People will see, oh, I see what they did there. And they were right in doing that. You'll probably get a lot of apologies. Not that you need them, but just that will come when people will say, you know what, I misjudged you. I didn't see what you could see. I didn't know. You were right. You were right. And I apologize for not believing in you or trusting you or having faith in you or questioning you. It's okay to be questioned. I think we've got everything here for your reading. Let's just do a final sweep. Crow Spirit, is there any final information for group 1 that you would like them to know? I am hearing final card. From which? Okay. Let's just grab a final card for this. What would you like group 1 to know? Okay, sorry, I thought this deck, but now I'm seeing this deck. Also, if you have a lisp or a speech impediment, then you're definitely in the right place. That keeps coming through. Confirmation. Okay, Divine Light came out. I am an expression of love, and I shine like the sun. My light is my strength and my treasure. Oh, I got chills because you have the strength and the treasure card. My inner light is my strength and my treasure. My intuition guides me to discover the wonder and goodness of who I am. This is strongly about following your own inner guidance, your intuition, your gut feeling, and letting that guide you through this dark time, through this mystery. Really tuning into that and allowing the animal spirits to talk to you, the earth to speak to you, the higher realms to speak to you. The universe will communicate with you in a million different ways if only you're listening, like it said at the beginning, and you're open to it. This is beautiful. I am an expression of love and I shine like the sun. My inner light is my strength and my treasure. Your inner light, your inner world. My intuition guides me to discover the wonder and goodness of who I am. That's beautiful. There's a lot of light here. If you can see this light ring here on card 1, the light around the 3rd chakra card, the light around the angel of strength also. Really, really beautiful. I really enjoyed your guys' reading. I hope that it was helpful for you. If you felt drawn to another group, you're more than welcome there. If so, I'll see you in that pile. All the best with the situation. If you're not going to another group, then I will see you in another reading on another day. Bye. 3. Welcome to group 3. Group 2. Welcome to your reading. Card 13, Transformation, which is the death card in traditional tarot. You have MANNAZ as your rune, the self, individual, human race, your attitude towards others, their attitude towards you, friends, enemies, social community, your position within that all, basically the life cycle from birth to death type of thing with this transformation energy here. And Crow Spirit, overseeing the reading with universal laws and truths are now being revealed, uses energy to create your reality. So Crow Spirit, what would you like to say to group 2 here? That will help them with whatever they're facing on their path. Oh, how interesting. You got, wow, very synchronistic. You got woman holding a coin, card 42, and then woman holding a heart, card 44. It's just interesting that both woman holding something cards came out because there's not that many of those in the deck. This could be like the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles, essentially. It's not gender specific, so apply that to whatever resonates for you. Something having to do with the Mondays and something that have to do with the loves. Okay, Crow Spirit, transformation. This could have to do with new love or releasing and transforming out of a love that you've outgrown or there's no longer harmony and alignment in. Courage. I see that in both of those scenarios. Anything else from this deck? Nope. They said nope. Nope. This said nope. There's a strong desire for expression to come out here through singing or through whatever way you feel drawn to. What else for group 2? Yeah, 44 could be your age, I heard. Or 42, they just clarified. You could have a black cat. Did I already say that? They showed me that. I forgot to say that if I didn't. Unfinished symphony. Ha! We just talked about singing or music or something wanting to be expressed. It doesn't have to mean that, although there is a keyboard here with 2 birds. And there's that checkerboard pattern. I saw that in a previous reading. So if you're that group who also had that checkerboard pattern, then you're definitely in the right place if you found this reading. Something, whoa, serendipity, card 18. Something here needing to be seen through, something on your heart, not out of obligation. It's not that type of thing. Something that wasn't right timing before, but it's right timing now. Something that you know you've been wanting to put an end to, put a beginning to, transform, either release or, because the thing is, transformation is leaving something to start something new. Transformation contains within it both the ending and the beginning. In order to arrive somewhere, you must depart somewhere. Okay, I'm gonna get this deck. In order to arrive. Yeah, everything's coming through like a song in my head. I just realized I sung that. Okay, I'll see if I can control that, but I don't know if I can. There might be a lot of singing in this group. Prepare yourself accordingly. Anything in this deck? Oh, okay. I just like that deck, so I like to use it. Well, I like all my decks. What else? Yeet. Nurture, water your garden. Card 35. Woo! Lock. Something hidden or locked. I thought something else had a lock on it. It's this pentacle that kind of looked like that. Whoa! Okay. The cards are really wanting to talk. Whoa! Okay. Peace. Please cooperate. Creativity. Passion. Okay. Okay, I see you, woman, holding a heart with your passion, with your red heart, with these two flames, and creativity. Courage. So, you know what this is about. You know what this is about. We are going to get one more card here. This has been on your mind, my darling dear. This has been on your mind, your heart, and your soul. You feel that you know what to do, but it's a little bit tricky to make those steps. Yeah, sadness in reverse. I take reversals if I feel, and I feel that that wants to be reversed. Nothing else came out reversed, and that was a singular card on its own. A sadness can be transformed. You don't need to go through this life feeling this way, my angel. Someone's ancestors here, because they said my angel. So whoever that is, if that's your passed on grandparent or parent or someone that was very close to you, they used to call you angel. Or they call you angel. They still do. Because they're not used to. They're still here, don't forget. Nurture, lock. Okay, you're being encouraged, crow spirit. Crows understand how to be adaptable to different environments. They can move from urban into rural. They can go into an environment where it seems like there's death and decay and find resources, make use of things. Crows don't stay in an environment that is not serving them. That's the strongest message coming through from crow spirit. Crows identify when this is no longer good for me. This is no longer useful for me. This is no longer safe for me. This is no longer aligned for me. This environment is no longer the right choice for me. Person, place, thing, or all of the above. And the crow removes himself. The crow leaves. The crow can identify when something is no longer in harmony for them, and it relocates. It finds new lands. It finds new protection. It finds new homes. It literally picks up and moves itself to another locale, whether it's resources, whether it's the weather they can sense coming in, whether it's that they sense that there's danger, whether they sense an environment is they're just showing me like habitats. So I'm trying to figure out what they're sensing in there. Because there's something about the crow knowing when the crow is not needed there. So the crow is not there if the crow is not needed there. A crow would never be in an environment just because it was always there. The crow is adaptable. It understands the phases of life. There's a lot here. There's a lot of levels here. In your mind, it may feel very complicated. Like you don't know where to turn, or you don't know how to proceed, or you don't know how to approach this thing. Something is hidden or locked. So instead of figuring out the how, the encouragement is try to firm up your clarity on where it is you're going next. Whether you're moving to a new home, a new work environment, a new relationship environment, a new level in your relationship, because some of the things are just moving to a higher perspective within the current circumstance. So you could stay at the current job or relationship or home you're at, but elevate it. See it from a different perspective. Take a look at the things that are not feeling aligned for you. Get creative, allow your passion and allow it to transform, right? You could be living in the same home and completely transform it. You could be in the same relationship and completely transform it. You could be at the same job and completely transform your experience. You could be within your own self and completely transform how you feel within your own self. So you have to take whichever part of that you know is for you. For some of you, that will be literally releasing an actual person, place, or thing, or perspective within yourself. And for some of you, it will be alchemizing and transforming something that is into something else, into something more in alignment and harmony. And the change always starts within us, right? So, step one, identify the vision. Let yourself go there. Let yourself believe. Do you think the caterpillar, to use the most common metaphor ever used for transformation, is even on this card, but I'll tell you it in a new way. Do you think the caterpillar, Squirm the worm, said, "Me, a butterfly? I don't even know what that is, and so I'm not going to even try"? No, it doesn't. Here's the thing. It may not know, but what it does know is it trusts its next instinctive urge. I feel the urge to build this silk cocoon. I feel the urge to push against it now. Okay, that could be meaningful for someone. You could have felt the urge to build yourself a silk cocoon, a nest somewhere, and now you feel the urge to push against it. Trust the process of transformation. Like, I have been married. At the time, it was the right choice for me. My daughter was from that marriage, from that connection, from that magical co-creative experience. And then a couple years in, I knew that that relationship had come to an end, and we separated and eventually divorced. That I felt drawn to it, and then I knew it was no longer for me. You have to trust the transformation. We cannot stay in states of being when our soul is calling us out of it. It will result in misery and stagnation because your energy is being pulled towards the butterfly. And if you refuse to follow the instinctive urges, the creative nudges, the feeling of passion, the serendipity, if you want to stop halfway through the caterpillar's mission and the caterpillar's nature, it's stagnation. It never becomes the butterfly. It never fully blooms into what the end vision was. So allow yourself to imagine this, even if you don't know exactly how it's going to look. Allow yourself to go wherever you can go right now. I imagine more peace for myself. I imagine more happiness. I imagine a time where I feel passionate. I feel excited. I feel in love. I have abundance. Where I feel nurtured. I feel cared for. Allow yourself to desire and trust in the urges, in the expansion that your soul is calling forth, even if you don't know the how. Even if you don't know the how. In divine timing, it will be unlocked. Let the symphony be finished, whatever that is, whether it's an actual work of passion or creativity, or whether it's your own creative evolution, transformative becoming of who you are in this incarnation here on earth. Is there anything else we want to tell group 3? Allow yourself to love. Allow yourself to love. Allow yourself to love again. It does take courage. It does take courage to trust. It is so comfortable to stay in our comfort zone. It is so tempting to not push until you realize that their stagnation will greet you. Because I've tried, so I feel you. I was like, let's just not ruffle any feathers. Let's not mess with the status quo. Let's not open Pandora's box. Let's not, what is it? What is that saying? I'm hearing the grass is always greener, but that's not the one that I was going to say, but that's what they want to say, my guides. Don't mess with a good thing or something. Now, that's all well and good, but is it still a good thing in your life? Because life is cyclical. There's many things that I am into and then they fall away and I no longer am drawn to them and then they come back again, right? What else for group 3? Did you want to tell them anything else? This is the final card I got for group 1. So let's see if there's anything else here. Your information kind of came to like a soft landing place. I don't know if it's going to open up into a second wind or if they just want this to sit with you. Because I guess the message was pretty clear, wasn't it? Sometimes in the reading I can't really see exactly what was said until I watch it back. For group 2, is there anything else that you want them to know from Crow Spirit? 3 things. Okay, 3 things. Ooh. Some powerful things. Okay, you got, let's go from left to right. Everything turns to light. I work to improve myself, embrace all that life brings to me, and transform darkness into light. I allow myself to grow and become stronger. That's a transformation card. Wow. Then you have wisdom. God or the universe, whatever you believe in, has a plan for me. I live here now, knowing beauty is to come. I don't force things to happen faster than the universe has decided for me. I learn from my experiments. I said experiments, but it says experiences, so take which one resonates. Take small steps in faith and succeed thanks to my efforts. The calm. I breathe, live, and grow the light within me. I do one thing at a time and focus on the present moment. I cast off my doubts, all fear dissipates, and I find peace in my being. And you have the peace card. Yeah, this is about accepting the path of transformation that you're on, accepting the timing of it. If you can, try to stop resisting it, allow it to become. Just imagine yourself the caterpillar and you don't know what's at the end. You don't know why you're doing these steps. I'm sure there's, I don't know how many steps that the caterpillar goes through when it's becoming a completely different, visible, and probably biological, chemical, species. It's literally going from one thing to another. I'm sure no one says to it, oh, by the way, it shows it a picture of a butterfly. You're going to be this in this much time. So don't worry. Try not to stress. It doesn't know. I mean, maybe it does have that awareness. I don't believe it does. I believe that it is simply trusting. It is simply following instinctively the next steps, small steps in faith, and succeed. I cast off my doubts and I find peace because I do one thing at a time. So if you have something that you're like, I want to leave this job, I want to leave this relationship, I want to, transform my whole life, I want to transform this space, I want to transform my life's mission, that will unfold in its own divine timing. Your job is simply each day to focus on one thing at a time where you're being guided. Focus on your intuition, your inner knowing. Lead with your heart. Think creatively. Approach things with a curious spirit. And know that with this Lot card, at the right time, something will allow this door to open. For now, self-nurture and trust. Trust this process of unfolding. If things are falling away, let them fall away. If things are presenting, let them present. It looks like abundance is coming in or some sort of material gain. It looks like love is coming in or some sort of love surrounding you. It looks like passion is flowing in. Peace is coming into your life, but it will take some courage and there will be some things unfolding in their own divine timing here with the Lot card. But trust, your message is that this is unfolding. The transformation will occur. You do know that you're being called to it. You do know some components of it. So trust that that will unfold. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not in a month, maybe not by the end of the year. Probably around the end of the year is what I'm hearing, like at the outset, but there could be additional processes that take longer, or you could be in the middle of this transformation now. It will come. It will come. Do your best to enjoy where you are now, even if there's parts that aren't quite how you would want them, and start to Crow Spirit. Yes, use what you can in your current environment. That's what they're saying. The Crow Spirit is saying, even if the environment seemed sterile or like a wasteland, it's very intelligent and it would still identify this can be used, this can be harnessed. I can be needed here, this is to my advantage. I can start preparing this, I can oversee this, I can communicate this way. And also your community, because they will work together. A flock of crows will work together. I believe they also mate for life, or else or maybe not for life, but they're loyal to their mating partners, or there's something about that I'm hearing. I'm not saying that has to be what you're going through, but there is something about working with the MANNAZ card, the community around you. If there's support that you can use there, if there is harmony that can be found, if there is working as a team or collectively towards a common goal that could be introduced or activated, that's what Crow Spirit would encourage. Otherwise, or including, you're going to get through this. You have courage. You have courage, even if you don't feel like you do. When you need it, you can call on it. You are transforming. This is a process. Okay. I hope that this helped and resonated for you. Thank you so much for being here. If you did feel called to another, also I just want to say that I wish you all the best in this situation, because even if I can't verbalize exactly what I'm sensing, I can sense what's going on with you, and so there is like an encouragement that wants to come through and say, like, you're held here, like you're seen, you're seen by your spirit team, by your ancestors, by the animal realms, and you're being kind of like held and like supported, even if you don't feel it, and encouraged. This is going to be a time of great transformation in your life, and that may not always feel comfortable, and that could be where some of your anxiety comes from, and it may not always be clear the path ahead, and that can also bring anxiety. But you're just being encouraged from the subtle realms that it is moving as it should. You are getting the right intuitions and inspirations and nudges. Just focus on what you need to do on that day and let the rest happen over time. And it is, and it will unfold in the most perfect way. And by perfect, I mean perfect for you and what you're calling in and where you are on your path. All right. If you did feel called to another group, I will see you there shortly. And if not, I will see you in another reading on another day. Bye. Hi, group 3 with the shadow card, card 18, which is the moon card in traditional tarot. The EIHWAZ, or I think some people pronounce it EIHWAZ, strength, reliability, dependability, trustworthiness, enlightenment, endurance, defense, protection, and of course, Crow Spirit overseeing the reading with the phrase universal laws and truth are now being revealed. Use this energy to create your reality. So let's proceed with what pile 3 needs to know most at this moment to support them on their path. The Thinking Man. This came out in pile 1, and I believe in pile 1 I said something that came out about the moon, and I said you might have messages in pile 3. Adjacent possibilities. Love that. Whoa. Man holding a coin. Pentacles. That's the King of Pentacles. Card 20, but it was in reverse, and I'm taking it in reverse. I take it if I feel that it is there. So card 20, envy, if I feel that it is meaningful to the reading. Okay, what else? For group. Emotional loss, and the solar plexus chakra was in reverse. Ooh, my back just started acting up, and I channel a lot through my physical vessel. Okay. Solar plexus chakra also came up with a different card. Was that pile 1 or 2? Pile 2, which I believe also came up in pile 1. Don't go anywhere you don't feel drawn to, but if you were like from there, it's just a confirmation. A lot of this pentacle energy coming up in today's reading, because pile 2 also had woman holding a coin in a different deck. And I think pile 1 had abundance. Yeah, it did. I've been noticing that in the collective, just side note. Anybody else notice that? There's a lot of like abundance messages coming through, which I mean, we will take. We will take. Because the thing is, I don't know why this is coming up, but it's coming up in your reading. The thing is, when we go through periods or cycles of intense need or desire, we actually create more. It's from the lack that we create more. So then you start to move into that cycle, and you start to call in the more, and you start to experience it. And that's beautiful. Higher power with moon goddess and void moon do nothing. Okay. Higher power. Okay, I'm hearing French in this group. I just heard like a bunch of French phrases. I don't know if that's you. You just said something like somebody just said, or I don't know if this is an ancestor, if your grandparents were French. I just heard like a intense phrase in French, like, qu'est-ce que c'est, ça pas tout? Like, that's not an actual sentence, I don't think. I just made that up, but the beginning was. But it came out so strong that, I mean, so fast and intense that I don't know what they said. So I'm just saying if that was you, or if that makes sense to you, like if not the meaning of the word, because I think the last 30 words were just made up. But if you know who I'm talking about, if you have an ancestor who's French, or if that's you, then that's coming up here to highlight to you that you're in the right place. Okay, Crow Spirit, what do you want pile 3 to know? What would be helpful for them? Shadow Moon. The moon is your intuition. Trusting in something even though you can't see exactly the path. To be fair was in reverse with card 38. So something happening here that you don't feel is just. Which could be the case here with emotional loss. I'm sorry if you're going through something difficult like this. Let's find out what Crow Spirit wanted you to know to help. Strength, reliability, trustworthy. This is the pile that I got a lot of earth energy from. Nothing from here. Whoa! Okay, that came right off. Hold on. Okay. Test, look for a divine test. I don't love that. Like, not that I don't love the test, but I don't really believe in tests. Like, I don't think the universe actively says, all right, time for a test. Like, I just think there's things like that our soul needs to learn, and it can only be achieved in that format, like going through something to show ourselves something, to clarify something, or come to a conclusion about something, like, oh, I really didn't like that, so now I realize that, test in the sense of like running through like a course, like an obstacle course, you know what I mean, to strengthen your abilities, or to define or refine things. Not a test like, oh, we hope you fail, so let's see if you can do it. It's not in that energy. Warrior Spirit, stand your ground. That was very much pile 1 energy. Oh, they said more from there. Oh yeah, and you have protection, defense, endurance. Yeah, and they showed me that obstacle course. Zoom in. The answer is there if you look closely. Is there one more? Creativity. This came out in pile 2 also. Use your imagination. So I feel like pile 1, you also have a challenge to overcome. That's why I feel like you might be from pile 1. It's similar energy, but not the same. But it's starting with this kind of like mysterious challenge that we don't have a solution for. And they also had abundance, which I mentioned. It's the same exact card. I'm going to reorganize your cards in a second. Surrender. So many came out. You have protection. Okay. A lot wants to come out. So let's get it out. Okay, cleanse, love, consciousness, protection. And the lock also came up in group 2. So if you weren't already from those piles, you may have messages in them. Only if you resonate, just because there's a lot of similarities. Okay, let me reorganize these. Let me see where we're at here. Zoom in a little bit. Oh yeah, you got the zoom in card. I'm zooming out. Okay. Okay, so this doesn't often happen in a reading. It's usually when I place the cards. But occasionally, they want me to reorganize the cards, almost like a puzzle, and make it make sense. So let's do that together. So, for example, protection, we're going to put with EIHWAZ because it also says protection. Okay? Then stand your ground, we're going to put there because we also have endurance. Okay, so then we're going to put abundance with man holding a coin. Because some of the messages are repeated, right? Which means there's importance there. Now, emotional loss and the envy and the justice card in reverse. And that actually, the solar plexus card in reverse. We're going to put all on the left, which sometimes frequently is past energy. So I'm understanding that this already happened, is what they're telling me. You felt a loss, a lack of passion about something. You felt like that light went out. It could be that your intuition, you felt like let you down or wasn't like something that you would feel in your gut. It just wasn't there. To be fair, justice, something just... Something could have happened that you can't make sense of, that nobody can. A loss that defies logic or words. Okay, we're going to put higher power, moon goddess with shadow, with consciousness and surrender. We're going to put adjacent possibilities with abundance and man holding a coin because there's some sort of opportunity or door opening. Crow spirit, higher power, higher consciousness, surrendering to the what is, to the mystery, to the unknown of this. Oh, the envy here too, reversed. The envy was reversed, so I'm going to put it here. What's the reverse of envy? Admiration, appreciation, feeling of having enough, and the thinking man, yeah, with adjacent possibilities. Okay, I see that. I see that. Card 24. Okay, then the do nothing recommendation. Something you need to sit on, let it have time. Cleanse. Love. Creativity, adjacent possibilities. Zoom in, the answer is there if you look closer. Do nothing. And the look for a divine test. Okay. Crow spirit, EIHWAZ. Defense, protection, enlightenment. The message is so similar to pile 1, which is why I'm hesitating, because I feel almost to repeat the exact same message, but there's something slightly different here. But it's very similar. Very similar with the advice to go inside. Adjacent possibilities. Use your imagination. You're going to paint your way out of this picture is what I'm hearing. Shadow is the moon. I'm not seeing an activation point. I'm seeing what's going on. I'm seeing the recommendations, the encouragements. But usually there's an activation point that's like, this is the thing. It has something to do with crow spirit. It's a perspective that I'm not seeing here that is making it different from POW 1, but I'm not seeing it. Universal laws and truths are now being revealed. Crow spirit, what do you want to say to group 3? Intuition. Like, I want to say I'm stumped, but I'm not stumped because I'm stumped because it seems to be the exact same message as POW 1, but different cards. And so I don't want to just repeat the same thing, but I'm getting all of the same messages. So I'm trying to figure out what's different for this pile. I think I'm just going to have to get more cards because maybe we'll finally get this deck that I keep trying to get. That's not yielding anything. Just show what we're missing for group 3. And crow spirit, please. You're a warrior. Sorry, I'm just channeling information and seeing where it fits in here. This is a pile where I feel like we're communicating telepathically. Even though I know I'm taking these large breaks of silence, I don't feel that it's bothering you. I feel that you feel very comfortable there. You're the type of person who's been through a lot more than the average bear type thing. And you have this resilience and inner strength because of things that life has that you've experienced in this lifetime. Now, as I look at these abundance and man holding a coin cards, it's like I don't even feel that that would draw you. Like I feel like your level of consciousness here with the consciousness card and the level of surrender that you've had to demonstrate and activate. It's almost like you've ascended past the material plane. Like, we can't, obviously, like you can and you can't. You can on some levels and you can't on some levels. Spiritually, you may have ascended. Physically, you're still here, right? And I think that probably bothers you and annoys you sometimes because you're like, hey, I'd like to live in another dimension. So that's why I don't really get what you want to know or what Crow Spirit wants you to know. Now, I do feel like there's some sort of obstacle or challenge. It's just that in light of what you've been through, it seems so minute. Like, I don't want to say what I can see that you've been through because it's like very heavy and YouTube doesn't allow certain things. And I don't want to trigger people. I don't want to trigger you, so you don't need me to say it. But it's heavy things. It's intense, traumatic things. And So given the darkness that you've had to walk through, and the strength that and the absolute resilience, like I said, and endurance that you've demonstrated and activated, you're literally a warrior. So it's almost like Crow Spirit saying to you, this is a very challenging thing to word. It's like Crow Spirit saying, so you've been through that. You've walked through hell. You can handle this. Like, use the same skills, even though they don't seem related, that you had to, you know, cultivate during those dark times in your life, and use them creatively to bring in something you want here, to find a workaround here. Because there's another option, another solution. Part of it is starting with doing nothing and reflecting. Part of it is calling on the higher powers, the higher consciousness. You know that, your intuition with the moon. Yes. Oh, okay, I see. So remember how I said there's always like a thing, but I can't see it? See how in the shadow card, it's the figure in the shadows? It almost looks like he's passing the scepter to the shadow in the light, saying, you take it from here. Now you take it from here. It's like in a relay race when the racer passes the baton. So it's like your shadow self saying, you've been through the muck. You've been through the dark. You've been through the gloom. You're coming into the light. It's not like you weren't in, it's just that period of time was so heavy and you cultivated so many skills. It's like, okay, this is how they're showing it to me. It's like if you were an Olympic athlete who suffered an injury and overcame the injury and still, and was stripped of their medal because of some sort of scandal, and then it was shown that they were, because of the injustice here, that, to be fair, and then it was shown that they were in the right, and they were given the medal back, and their esteem was restored, and their injury didn't hold them back, and then they finally came and they won the gold and they won the whole thing or whatever. But they've been through this extraordinarily difficult time, decades of training and like achieving and striving and endurance and strength and persistence. And then they get back to their hometown and it's years later and someone says, oh, would you like to run a charity, marathon for their sport? You know what I mean? And it's like, that's like peanuts compared to what you've been through. Like, you can easily do that. You can easily figure this out. You can easily, the solution is right there if you look closer. Adjacent possibilities. You can easily handle this because it's like your shadow side saying, like, okay, you've been through all these, tests in quotations. You've been through all of these challenging situations that have like refined your skill set, your abilities of manifestation, your levels of awakening, your levels of consciousness, your love, your ability to surrender and trust in a higher power. And now it's time to pass the baton to those skills and say, now you take it from here and you can handle this current situation that you've got on your plate. And for some reason, I think like you see them as separate. Like that skill set can't be used for regular life, regular life type thing because it was such a challenging part of your life. I feel like maybe you've locked it away under this protective lock and key a little bit and been like, that's like sacred things that I've had to literally cultivate from the ash. That's a tool that I made from the flames of this trauma or destruction or painful experience or emotional loss. But I'm putting this tool over here. I made this sword of clarity, of truth, of resilience, of strength, and now I'm going to put it under lock and key. And then like you come across something and there's something tied up and you need to use that sword, but you haven't like thought to use that skill, you know, because it seems almost like too big for this task, or too sacred. Like I said, there is a feeling of it, of the skill set only being like kind of kept for like that period of the time. But now Crow Spirit's saying, bring it out of the shadow into the light. Maybe it's something that you learned that you want to share with others, from your healing. And it will have material gain. So if there was any component here of just needing practical access to funds or resources, that's part of it. It's bringing in creativity. It's finding a creative solution. It's thinking on it, using your intuition to bring this in. It's working with this skill set that you've cultivated, is the only word that I keep getting, to bring forth something in your current reality that would be a solution or bring more peace or harmony or love or abundance into your life. That would give you the feeling of having what you desire, because the Envy card's reversed. Okay, final message for, is there anything in this deck? This deck is yielding nothing today. I'm going to give it up. Give it up and go to this deck. Final message for group 3, please. Yeah, I just heard it again. You are warrior. You are warrior. Okay, final message for group 3, Crow Spirit. Oh, this is nice. Unconditional love, because you have this love card right here on top. My heart is free from resentment towards others. I open the eyes of my heart and discover the light and beauty in every being. I am aware that suffering can cause distress and hurt. I see the pure child in everyone, and I practice forgiveness. And then you have this one step at a time card. I see the mountain ahead, and I dedicate myself to taking one small step at a time. I make progress by staying focused on the present moment, the current task. Thus, I regain my ease of living. So take those as they resonate for you. It's interesting that the love card came out twice there and the abundance card came out twice. All right, this reading has come to its natural conclusion. I so appreciate and I'm grateful for you being here. I hope truly that this helped bring you any sort of peace, comfort, or clarity or encouragement. If you were from another pile or felt drawn to another group, then I will see you there shortly. And if not, I will see you. Can I just say, like, I'm really sorry for your loss, because it keeps like presenting. And I'm not getting the message to go into it too deeply, but there's just an acknowledgement there. Like, it's just really hard to put into words. I know that you will understand what I'm trying to say because you're the one that experienced it. But there's certain things in life that you can feel very isolated because no one understands. There's certain loss that is so big. It's beyond it's beyond your mind's ability to grasp or hold it. It requires complete surrender, because otherwise you would break. Yeah, sorry, this is like kind of a side note, but your solar plexus chakra is your creative center, and you have the creativity card. There's something that you're going to start working with again. But I just want to recognize that, like, not me, but spirit, like me too, but like as a human, but spirit is like, you're not seen. But I don't know if I have, there's not really human words for this. Because it's so like the magnitude of it and the grief and the, like, people, like, it can't be understood. See, I don't want to activate it too much because I don't want to trigger you. But they just want you to know that like, it's really not for nothing, if that's what you think. Like, there's this, it's so hard to put this into words. Everything that I go to say feels like a platitude. Like the feeling that they're projecting to me, I just want to like infuse it to you because it's a feeling, and I think you already know, because you would have received it directly, that love and support and comfort from your guides at some point, like when you were in the vicinity of it. But the things that are coming through that I'm trying to put into words are like, there's a bigger purpose to this. You will understand one day. There's a higher meaning. It's, but it's like blah, blah, like when you're in that actual experience, like you probably want to like, that's extremely, it's almost insulting, right? When someone says those things to you, it's like, just shh, like the things that I'm thinking, I don't want to say on camera, but I know exactly what you're thinking, and you would be right to think that, right? I think that, and I have not experienced the exact thing that you've experienced. Yeah, I think that's it. I think you sense what I'm saying, and I think that's something. Okay, now I will close off the reading. If you did feel called to another group, you are more than welcome, and if not, hopefully I will see you in another reading on another day. Bye. Hello, group 4. Welcome to your reading. You have card 20, the Truth card, which is the Judgment in traditional tarot. FEHU, which is possessions won or earned. Income, luck, abundance, financial strength in the present or future. And Crow, spirit overseeing the reading with universal laws and truths are now being revealed. Use this energy to create your reality. Okay, Crow spirit, what did you want to reveal to group 4 that you were so noisily chirping at me? You have man holding a heart. We had woman holding a heart come up in pile 2 if you're from there. Matters of the heart and the sun. Nice. Very auspicious. Auspicious, but not suspicious. Okay, caring connection. So this has to do with relationships, even though FEHU has to do with resources. But actually, I believe that it can also have to do with love and relationships. So Crow spirit. So there's a resource, harmony. Are you guys of Hal 4 from last group that got the abundance card like 6 times? Because this is giving the same energy. We now have man holding a heart, caring connections, harmony. Can you see on the camera? Like, I couldn't deny it. I can't deny it. I can't deny it. You in love. You're in love or you're about to be. Yes, it could be friendship. Yes, it could be. But it ain't. It could be, but it ain't. This is about love. This is about a relationship. This is about romantic love. Okay? It is what it is. Now, this is about a realization about that, because the Truth card. This is about a realization about that. And this is about success. Abundance. Maybe you're better together than apart. Now, see, Crow spirit would find a way to use their resources. Crow spirit would say, all is not lost. Something can be worked out here. Something can be made of this. Something can be achieved. Crow spirit's persistent. It kept cawing at me until I agreed to do this reading, if you didn't watch the intro. If you're trying to win someone back, I would persist in that. I mean, you have to respect people's boundaries, right? But if they're open to it, I would not give up at this point. Or if you're courting somebody, or you have somebody, or if you're in a relationship, I would not give up on that unless in this reading, unless it's toxic or something like that, or there's harm being caused or something like this. But if this is something that you're just kind of been like, oh, I'm not sure if this can work out, I'm not sure if we're compatible, there's something here that's showing this is favorable. Now, this could be leaving a connection and letting a new one come in. You have to take that as it resonates. If that's your situation, it's just there's nothing on this table about like leaving a connection. There's no like walk away or this is not for you or any of those cards. So this seems to be a pre-existing connection, either coming in or working with something that you have. But it does have to do with the realization. Judgment is a truth coming to light. And you saying, okay, I do want to be with this person. I do want to commit to this person. I do want to let love come in. I do want to start dating. I do want a harmonious relationship. I do want a caring connection. I am going to put my heart out there. It's something very favorable. It could be that two are better than one in this situation. It could be that you share resources or finances with someone and you're able to live a more comfortable lifestyle when the two of you move in together, or, you know, split the bills. It's kind of giving that energy because it is pairing here with this FEHU card, which is possessions won or earned income, luck, abundance, financial strength. Which, how would that relate to relationship? That would relate to relationship in terms of, like, I could see a crow flying above two individuals and like cawing at them until they realize that they're just barely missing each other, but they're, you know, like they live in the same neighborhood, but they are very compatible. And if only, and both of them are maybe struggling because the economy is what it is in certain areas. It's very expensive in Canada, I can tell you that. And I'm sure it is in other parts of the world. It can be very challenging on a single income to live a comfortable life. Just because of the cost of rent in certain areas in this world and of, you know, bills, basically, of utilities and food and gas and things like this. So sometimes having this caring connection, having this harmony can also lead to more financial stability and more financial resources. Okay, any cards here? Changes. Yeah, Quicksilver Moon. Changes. You're going to come to some realization here that something needs to shift or change. Something in your world is trying to come in. There's something that's calling you. It's calling you like the caw of the crow was calling me. I keep seeing that. It's trying to get your attention. This could be a feelings you're having towards someone. This could be an idea you're having, like, what if we move in together? What if we downsize? What if we upsize? What if we put our resources together? What if I ask this person on a date? What if I take this relationship to the next step? I'm not saying, you know, get into a relationship for financial gain. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that there's nothing wrong with something making sense on more than one level, right? It can just be another point of harmony, another point of ease, another point of alignment. Yeah, there's two swans on here. That can't be coincidental. Swans mate for life, and it's a universal sign of love. And it's on the Quicksilver Moon Changes card. Quicksilver Moon Changes. Anything else? Did anything come out of this deck? Oh, nothing even came out yet. What else for group 4? I didn't expect there to be this love message, but I'm loving this for you. I love myself a good old relationship message because they be tricky, they be sticky, they be nitpicky. Okay, there it is. No place like home. This has to do with, like, this is 4 of Wands. This is like stability, creating a happy home life. Maybe you're buying a house together. If you're thinking about buying a house with someone, look at this space reversed. No more isolating. I think this is what I'm getting. Strong message here. You've had something on your mind, someone on your mind. Either you're with someone, like I said, or you wanted to take something to the next stage, like you want to get engaged or marriage or move in. Like, not want to, but you've been thinking about it, or the person's been asking you, or you've been discussing it, or you've been thinking about it, or you're like, maybe I would like to meet someone. Maybe I would like to get a house. Maybe I would like to, have a little bit more sense of stability and harmony and like a happy home life. Like I want to come home to somebody. I want to wake up to somebody. If that's not for you, then that's okay. I'm just saying that's the message coming through in this pile. So if this is not resonating, I would probably pick one of the other piles because very different messages came up there having nothing to do with relationships for the most part. But in this group, if you pick this pile, this is heavily saying from Crow Spirit, look, and there's love in the air. There's love in the air and there's additional points of alignment here. This could be very happy and harmonious. This can be a very happy, abundant connection. But it is going to require changes because you got space coming up in reverse. Maybe that's your concern. I understand. I'm the hermit through and through. That is my card. That is my sign. That is my homie. I am an self-isolation queen. And I'm not saying that to be proud of that, but that's my nature. That's my nature. Because of the work I do, also, I love and am comfortable and I'm happiest on my own, where my energy feels just my own, where my serenity is super crispy clear, where I don't have to establish boundaries, hold boundaries. I don't have, I just feel free on my own. I feel at home on my own. But so it's challenging for me when I'm in a relationship to give up my space, even though I still keep my space. I'm just very clear about it. I keep some space when I do need to recharge and meditate and things like this. But there's also benefit that is like, okay, this is nice. This is harmony. This is sharing house responsibility. I don't have to take out the garbage on my own. I don't have to pay every single bill on my own. I have a little bit of extra money that I can buy tarot cards, or, I can put away into savings, or I can buy that, good brand of coffee or things like this. Rejection. Is that what's wrong? You're afraid of rejection. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. You're afraid they're going to say no. Or maybe they did reject you. That's why I said, don't give up. Because this could be a situation where you've separated from your person, or you're in separation or no contact. But you're like, I know this is my person. In a non-obsessive way, you're like, I just don't feel like this is the end of the road for us. Yes, I screwed up, or yes, they screwed up, or yes, it wasn't harmonious, or we couldn't be together, or maybe there was distance or something. It doesn't, life, is long. And for the most part, there's going to be other opportunities. Either this is about new love coming in, maybe that was meant to pass away, and it's okay, there's someone else coming in here for you, or maybe this is that feeling of just because you got rejected, there can still be harmony, either with another person who's more aligned, or with this person, if you really feel and know that this is your person. Just maybe give it time. Maybe don't give up on them. Maybe you got to listen to your gut on that, because that's a tricky one to know. Sometimes things leave our experience because there's no longer an alignment, right? And it's best to just surrender to that and accept it and look for the love where it is. Maybe in a new connection. Whew, but you got success. So it just depends on your situation. I'm just saying it could be one of those situations where your family was split up and you really don't want that, and you're trying to find that harmony and you're trying to repair it, but you keep getting rejected, or you're afraid of rejection, but you want that feeling of home again. This is a very specific message coming through. So if that's you, I would, as long as the other person is open to it, and you're not stepping over any boundaries, approach with caution, and when they're ready, I would not give up on the connection. If there's still something there that your intuition is calling you to, okay, you got warning, pay attention to red flags. Interesting. So if you are, because you have rejection too, if you are, if this is the situation where you are starting to date, or you are starting to let new people into your life or something like this, definitely that's the time to pay attention to red flags and to say, okay, this doesn't look like it's for me. I'm going to move on from this. Yes, I'm looking for harmony. Yes, I'm looking for caring connections. Yes, I'm out there dating. But if someone's presenting something that's feeling off to me, I'm going to trust that, and I'm going to listen to that, and I'm not going to waste my time here. A crow. Oh, you got soulmate. This is like that pile 4 energy of that abundance of the last deck that just kept coming out. Have four harmony cards. Someone from your soul tribe, soulmate, card 46. So listen, there could be complexities here. Like I said, I don't know which if you're leaving something, moving to someone new or whatever, but there's love here. So however it's presenting to you, it's definitely here, whether this is with the person that you're with, the person that you're about to meet, the person that you're seeking. And there's some, you have to listen to your intuition. You got to tune in. You got to know what's for you and when to fold and when to hold them. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you that at a reading. No reading should tell you what to do. You're going to have to know that. I'm just telling you that there is love here to be had. Either with this person, with a new person, with the next person. It's coming in hot. But there is some sort of realization here, some sort of aha, awakening moment that needs to happen with this Judgment card. And there are some changes that are going to come in. So depending on what the situation is, apply that to where that's relevant to you and your situation. Let's see if there's anything else that wants to come in here. Let me see how the cards are lining up. That's pretty full. I feel like we've got a pretty clear message. I just feel like it was shorter than the other group. So I just want to see if there's anything else that we're missing. Anything else for group 4, please, from Crow Spirit. Oh, those fell on the deck right as I was getting the channeled message. Okay. Potential. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense with this situation. Wonders and flexibility. Okay. This is giving like classic relationship vibes, in the sense that navigating relationships be challenging, y'all. Like, I don't have to tell you. So there's a lot of potential here. This is either with this new person or the situation that you're in, or something coming in. There's a lot here for you. There can be a lot of success. There can be a lot of feeling of comfort, connection, harmony, the sun shining on you. Things are going well. Sorry, just channeling something. Yeah, Crow Spirit's saying, get a little creative with this. Okay, I'll just give you some examples. You might have to think outside the box. I'm going to give you some examples. Say you are trying to win someone back, right? Maybe what you're trying is not working. Maybe you're texting them and you're calling them and you're showing up at the house and they're just like, no, stop, because, like, they're busy living life and they're feeling the resentment from whatever happened. So Crow Spirit's saying, like, Crow Spirit, it's giving a little bit, because crows can be very clever. The crow will be like, okay, I see you. Let me be a little playful about this. So, that movie, this is what they're showing me. What was that movie? It has Steve Carell and Julianne. Crazy Stupid Love, is that it? And Ryan Gosling. And the main guy, Steve Carell's trying to eventually, I think, wants to win back his, like, they divorced, or they were separated just, because they've been together for so long, blah, blah, blah. And at one point, he basically, like, at night, he, like, jumps, so he's living apart from the family house, and the wife's at the house. I can't remember her name, Julianne something. She has beautiful, like, red hair. He basically comes at night to, like, aerate the lawn and mow the lawn. And she, like, sees him out, like, the kitchen window at, like, 9 at night. It's, like, dark out. And it's like, what is he doing? Because he's just still trying to show that love and connection and support, even though he can't be there in the house. Like, that's pretty clever. Like, that's Crow Spirit. That's like, okay, I can't come right to your face and say, let's get back together, because there's timing involved here and you're not ready. You haven't processed the feelings. You haven't come to that conclusion yet, even though you know it, even though Steve Carell knew it. He knew they were going to be back together. Spoiler alert, I don't want to tell you what's going to happen. But I should have said spoiler alert before. I don't actually remember what happened at the end, but I know that I think he came to that conclusion before she did, I think. But something like that, like, if you know their favorite thing, you go to their favorite coffee shop and you, because we're human, right? Now I'm talking about a healthy situation here where like maybe you feel like you just grew out of love or something. I'm not talking about a toxic thing. Like don't go, chasing people and doing things, and you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not talking about anything like that where it's like you just keep showing up and this person's like, please, I'm telling you, go away. But if this is something that they're like, you can tell they're just kind of unsure and you're not sure what the future will hold, but you're hopeful, you're both hopeful, but maybe one is a little bit more reticent than the other type thing. I'm talking about that energy, where there's like love and harmony there, but maybe like the flame is burning very low. So maybe you do something like, instead of just texting them and saying like, hey, I hope you had a good day. And they're like, okay, like I'm with the kids, I'm busy, I'm working, like I'm not feeling anything, compelled to reconcile or anything in this space. Maybe you just, without saying anything, go into like their favorite coffee shop where they're going to go, and you say, I just would like to put this much on a tab. So anytime this person comes in, they're, if that's possible type thing, their coffee's already paid for, and like you don't say anything, you don't text them and tell them, but just every time they go in there, it's like a silent show of support. That's this like flexible kind of like crow getting around an obstacle kind of energy. Also being patient, not demanding that it happen in any particular timeline. It could be if you're dating, if this is new and there's no one on your mind and you're just getting, and you're looking for love, this could be being very flexible about what your, usual type is, or what your, like, let me tell you how love comes in the strangest ways. Like, I have been like dead set against things and like, nope, you're too this, you're too that, this is not my type, this is not going to work, the distance, the age, whatever. Like I could have a million, in my Virgo mind, practical, logical reasons why something isn't going to work, but the heart wants what the heart wants. But that's about being flexible to your usual requirements. It's just giving heavy dating energy because of like the potential, the flexibility, and the red flag card, and then the soulmate, man holding a coin, or a woman holding a coin, caring connections and harmony. It's like the love is there, but I feel like you're going to have to be crow and be very, like, I almost don't want to say judgmental, but like, because it's the judgment card, we're discerning. You're going to have to be very discerning during this phase in your life to get to this sun energy. Know what is for you. Know that if there's rejection, it's divine protection. Know if there's red flags, then that is not for you, and what is meant for you is going to find you. It is going to require changes and flexibility, but there's a lot of potential here. And you will move into this beautiful sun energy, which is wondrous. This love and this connection, either with the person that you're with, it can blossom into potentially, or this new person that, if you're single, could be coming down your path, it's wondrous. That feeling of love is like no other. Like you may have forgotten what it feels like. I always forget it until I'm back in it again. And also I had a message for you earlier, and now it makes so much sense. Okay, I had this channeled message earlier while I was taking a break, and it didn't make sense because I hadn't pulled this reading yet. And the message said, sometimes when you don't have the thing, it actually makes the having of it more meaningful. And I was like, okay, good to know. Store that away. Like I was like getting a drink of water, and like these random downloads will come to me. But it was showing it in the context of a relationship. It was saying like sometimes when people break up or separate, that feeling of, not that you would do this intentionally, but we always see a breakup or a separation, even if there's distance, right? Maybe it's a long distance thing, and that's what's causing the distance. Often that seems like a very negative thing. Like we don't want that. We don't want the distance. We don't want the breakup. We don't want the heartbreak. We don't want the ending. But then when you come back together, if that's your path, when you come back together, it's so much more potent and aligned because you had that feeling of not having it. You had that space. You had that perspective to see what you really valued, to see, when something's not there, its value increases, like even in the sense of resources, right? Like that's why gold is valuable and diamonds and things, because they're hard to get. So when you don't have that person or that connection, and then when you find it again, whether it's with that same person or someone new, the value and the experience in your life will be intensified because you felt that absence of it. for a period of time. And when they gave me that download, I didn't see the relevance, but now I see it. So if you are in that phase where you don't have the love that you want in whatever capacity that you're hopeful for, when it does come in, because it is, this reading is very clear. It is in some capacity. It's either here and there's potential and flexibility to be introduced and changes, or it's coming in hot. Because you have 4 cards about love. So it can't be confused. Then that's the message, is it's going to be that much more sweet when it comes in. Anything else, Crow Spirit? I got this deck for everybody else. Yeah, be very discerning. The crows, I said this in pile 1, I think, but apparently crows recognize human faces and actually can calculate and discern if the person is a threat or if the person is friendly, and they will actually communicate. I don't know if this is true, but this is what I'm hearing. They will actually tell their crow friends, like, don't trust this person. This person can be trusted, this person cannot. So they're very discerning. They observe. This is basically the message from Crow Spirit. Observe, discern, and see. Is it a red flag, or is there potential there? Is there harmony, or should this person go? Is it a no, thank you? Is it a rejection? It doesn't have to be like a hard, like, I reject you, but like, is it not for you? Is there something to be gained here in terms of resources, or some sort of, not that you would do it for that, but is there some sort of alignment that would bring more abundance and financial security and stability into both of your households? And if so, then that's another point of grounding. That's another point of harmony. That's another benefit. Because the rune is there, so that's why I am mentioning it. Like perhaps with the No Place Like Home card, you just don't see that ability to buy a home, and that's been on your mind and that's been on your heart, and then boom, 4 soulmate cards here, 4 love cards. You meet someone, and in a matter of time, you're planning to buy a home with them, or rent someplace, or move in with them, and all of a sudden that problem is solved. And you have love, and you have the home, secured that you were concerned about. You got 4 cards here. You have the success card, and you have the success card here. So you have the success card twice. So if you had any concerns about this, it's going to be successful. But it says gradual success with thoughtful action. So Crow Spirit, discernment. Using your intuition. Is this for me? Is this not for me? Can there be some resources used here? Is there any way for this to be advantageous, or is there not? Is there warning signs here? Like they can identify if the human is up to no good. You're going to use that ability. Listen to the crows. The thing is, it's hard to know if they're saying something positive or negative, the crows, but you'll be able to tell from the vibe. So you have the success card there, and you have the success card here, which reads, I grow and thrive in the universe. I discover the purity of my heart and the higher wisdom that guides me towards victory. I direct my thoughts towards clarity, and I nurture wisdom, love, and goodness within me. I am free now, and I succeed in my life. You have peace. I am unwavering in the face of fear. I come to my senses and embrace challenge. I am determined to think with gentleness and calm. I find inner silence and become a manifestation of peace. Oh, you have transformation, which was pile 3. I'm constantly evolving. I improve inwardly by working on my weaknesses and refining my strengths. Life ensures I'm presented with situations that will help me learn and grow, and I am aware of my progress and open my wings, with the crow, to the light. Oh, and you have learning to love myself. I choose to see the beauty in me. My wealth lies in my nature and potential, and you have the potential card. I transform my weaknesses into strengths, and I realize, I don't like the word weaknesses, but you know what they're trying to say. I realize that I am a being of light, and I allow myself to shine. So this could have to do with worthiness too. You could be like, am I worthy of love? Is that ever going to be for me? Am I someone that could be loved? Listen, yes. Because your Your wealth lies in your nature and potential. There is no other you. There is no other you. No one can be you. And when you meet that person that sees that's that apple of their eye, that's the key to their lock. People are so complex. And like, you just never know what will really make that connection, that harmony, that caring connection. And sometimes it's just someone's energy. Well, always it's someone's energy. I mean, it's just sometimes we're not drawn to that, right? Sometimes it should be that's what you're drawn to. But you can't, don't undersell yourself. What's the word? Like, discount yourself. I don't know what the word is, but don't sell yourself short. Like, don't sell yourself at all. But you know what I mean? Like, don't undervalue the value of you being you as you. Like, right? Like, that unique energy, like, signature is only you, and only you can offer that. And when you find, as you shine your light and you just be you and you just love yourself and you just love life and you're just there living life, that energy signature calls resonant fields to it. So you don't have to sort through too much, bull, but there will be a little bit in the dating field, because sometimes we can have like an active, attraction point that's like momentum's running out and we want to not like repeat a cycle or something. But you have discernment. You have discernment. You know when you're feeling something's off. When you're feeling, nah, this is not for me. So trust that, and trust that you'll know when you're resonant. You'll know, because everything will align and there will be no question. It doesn't mean there won't be challenges. I just want to clarify that. It doesn't mean there won't be challenges and obstacles, because growth comes from challenges and obstacles. But there's a difference between challenges and obstacles when you feel in your gut that something is off and you don't want to be there, and you don't feel that this is for you, and you're not feeling good about it. You're feeling off about it, basically. Like, you're getting twists in your stomach. You want to separate from this. You're feeling, there's a difference. You'll know from genuinely having love and affection and care for someone and trying to find creative solutions towards practical problems, like living together and sharing finances and dealing with each other's space and routines and schedules and families and things like this. Really cool reading. I love that this topic came up. I hope that helped and you found some clarity. Thank you so much for being here. If you were going to another group, then I'll see you there shortly. And if not, I'll see you in another reading on another day. Bye.